Have you ever walked into a room and the reason you came in just disappears? Not, "I forgot." Not, "I'm getting older." It feels sharper than that. Like the thought was there and then it wasn't. You stop. You look around. Blank. And if you've ever thought, "Is this normal?" Yes. And then you do what almost everyone does. You turn around. You step back, you retrace your steps, and sometimes it comes back, instantly, like it was waiting for you. That's the part that feels almost creepy, right? Because it doesn't feel random. It feels location-based, like the room holds the memory. But here's the twist. It's not the room. It's not the doorway. It's the switch. The moment your brain decides, new scene. Let me show you what I mean. With a tiny moment you've lived before. You open the fridge, cold light, rows of bottles, leftovers, a half-empty carton. You stare, and you can actually feel it, the space where the thought used to be. You're not thinking of nothing. You're noticing the absence of something. That's why it's so uncomfortable. You close the fridge, you step back into the hallway, and oh, water. It snaps back, not because the fridge is magical, because the hallway is the previous scene, and your brain just reloaded it. Now another one. You pick up your phone for one thing, one message, one detail. You unlock it. The screen changes. Your thumb moves. One app, then another, then another. 2 minutes. 3. You look up. What was I doing? And your brain feels like it's searching. But it's searching the wrong place. Because the scene changed, and the goal didn't survive the change. Here's the third. You're walking to the bedroom to grab your charger. Halfway there, your phone buzzes. You don't even open it. You just feel it. That tiny jolt of attention. Your brain shifts. Not fully, just enough. You step into the bedroom, and you stand there, blank. Because the buzz created a boundary before the doorway did. 2 switches. 2 chances to drop the goal. So what's actually happening? This is the part that changes the feeling. Because once you see it, it stops feeling like a personal failure. It becomes a pattern. Your brain doesn't store your day as one long stream. It stores it in chunks, scenes, little episodes. And every time the scene changes, your brain makes decisions. What stays active? What gets saved? What gets dropped? And the easiest thing to drop is your intention. Because your intention isn't a solid memory yet. It's not locked in. It's more like a fragile signal, held up by attention. If attention loosens, the signal fades. Quietly. No warning. Doorways are powerful because they force a clean change. Bedroom, hallway, kitchen. New light, new objects, new options. Your brain goes, new scene. And that's not a mistake. That's efficiency. If your brain kept every scene open all day, you'd feel overloaded constantly. So the brain closes scenes to keep you moving, to keep you functional, to keep you fast. But sometimes, it closes a scene a little too fast, and you feel that as a blank moment. Now I want you to notice something, a small detail, because it explains why this happens more on some days than others, and why it can feel like it comes in waves. Your brain isn't just recording life, it's predicting life. It's always asking, what's next? What's next? What's next? Prediction is how the brain saves energy. It's how you walk without thinking, How you open doors without planning each movement. How you reach for a cup without calculating physics. Prediction is efficient, but prediction has a downside. If your brain predicts the new scene matters more, it releases the old goal. Not because it wants to, because it thinks it should. That's why this happens most when your goal is soft. I'm going to the kitchen. Okay, for what? A soft goal has no hook. A hard goal does. I'm going to the kitchen to get water. That is a label. That is a target. Your brain carries labels better than vague urges. Let's do a quick test. Not a scientific study, just a self-check. Because the moment you can feel it, you can work with it. Pick one goal. Make it simple. Make it specific. Say it out loud if you can, or whisper it, or say it in your mind clearly. I'm getting water. Just that. Hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now imagine standing up, walking toward a doorway, and as you step through, watch your attention. Does it stay on the sentence, or does it drift? A sound, a thought, a feeling, a tiny worry, a notification. If it drifts, that's where the drop happens. And now the part people call weird. Walking back sometimes brings it back. Why? Because your brain doesn't search your whole day. It searches the last scene. When you step back into the old scene, same angle, same light, same objects, your brain reopens the file, and the goal is right there. Not because the room is magical, because the room is a cue. Mini scene. You're looking for your keys. You walk into the living room. Blank. You walk back into the hallway. Still blank. Then you return to the exact spot where you first thought, keys. And it hits you. On the table. By the door. Your brain wasn't broken. It was cue dependent. And doorways aren't the only cues that do this. There are invisible boundaries too. Quiet ones. And once you notice them, you can't unnotice them. A notification. A sudden sound. Someone saying your name. A change in lighting. A shift in mood. Even a single thought that pulls you away. Each one is a scene change. Each one is another chance to drop the goal. Mini scene. You're making coffee. Kettle on. Mug out. Spoon in your hand. Then your phone lights up. Just a flash. You glance, and when you look back, you're holding the spoon like you forgot what it's for. For a second, the sequence breaks. That's the doorway effect without a doorway. Because the mechanism is switching. Now, why does stress make this worse? This matters. Because it explains why it happens more on busy days. Why it spikes when your life is loud. Stress narrows attention. It turns your mind into a tunnel. And in tunnel mode, your brain prioritizes urgency. What feels immediate. What feels risky. What feels loud. So it carries fewer goals across boundaries. Cuts get sharper. Resets get faster. Blank moments show up more. Mini scene. You're late. Your bag is heavy. Your phone keeps buzzing. Someone is talking to you. You step into the kitchen, and you just stand there. Because your brain was overloaded before the doorway even happened. And then there's multitasking. Most of the time, it isn't doing two things. It's switching quickly. Switching is expensive. Every switch creates a boundary. Every boundary is another chance to drop the goal. So if you walk to another room, while checking a message, while thinking about something else, you've created multiple boundaries before you even reach the door. By the time you arrive, the goal is fragile, sometimes already gone. Now let's make this practical. 3 techniques. Simple, calm, real. No hype, no biohacks. Just ways to help your brain carry the goal across the cut. First, the sentence. Right before you cross a doorway, turn the goal into one clear sentence. I'm getting water. I'm grabbing my charger. I'm opening this tab to search flight times. Short, clear, specific. A sentence gives your brain a label. Labels travel better than vague impulses. Try it once. You'll feel the difference. Not because it's magic, because it's structure. Because the brain loves structure. Second, the calm reset. When you blank out, don't chase the memory and panic. Panic makes your search wider, messier, harder. Instead, stop. Breathe. One slow breath. Then ask one question. What was my last clear goal? Last clear goal. Not, what am I doing? That's too big. Last clear goal narrows the search. It points your brain back to the previous scene. Mini-scene. You're blank in the kitchen. You breathe. Last clear goal. And you get a flash. Charger. That's enough. Because once you have the label, the rest often follows. Third, the step back. This sounds silly until it works. When you blank out, take one step back. Literally. Change the angle. Return to the edge of the previous scene. This works for many people, and it's worked for me too, more than once. A single step can restore a cue, a view, a light, a frame. Sometimes the thought returns instantly. Sometimes it doesn't. But it increases the chance, and it keeps you calm while you search. Now, when should you worry? Most of the time, you shouldn't. This is common. This is normal. But if you notice it happening constantly, along with heavy confusion, disorientation, or other changes that feel new, that's a life basics check. Sleep, stress, overload, and if needed, professional support. For most people, though, it's simpler. Life is loud, attention is fragmented, and your brain is switching scenes too often. Here's the comforting part. Your brain isn't designed to remember everything. It's designed to keep you moving. It edits, it compresses, it closes scenes to make room for the next one. That's how it stays efficient. And sometimes it closes a scene a little too fast. So you feel the blank, and it feels personal. But it isn't. It's mechanical. It's predictable. So next time it happens, don't panic. Don't call yourself careless. Say the sentence, do the reset, try the step back, and notice what returns. Because understanding changes the feeling. The moment you know what's happening, the blank moment stops feeling like a flaw. It becomes a signal. Your mind is switching, and you can guide it. And in the next episode, we'll talk about a different kind of false signal, when your body insists something happened that never did. A buzz, a vibration, a phantom alert, and why it feels so real, even when nothing happened.